going on, everyone? Lalit here. When it comes to money, I sincerely consider myself a great saver, but not until many years later did I realize that there was a way to save money at the same time while you're spending money. It's commonly known as a term known as cashback. It's super common when it comes to credit cards and some debit cards as well. If you're not getting pure cash back while spending that money, maybe you're getting something else back. For example, hotel points or airline miles or points in general, which you can do a multitude of things with. Of recent, cryptocurrency debit and credit cards are on the rise. And with that, instead of cash back, points, and miles, we're talking about cryptocurrency cash back in the form of rewards that you get every time you spend on these cryptocurrency cards. So with that, the question we're going to answer here today is going to be, what's the best type of reward to get? Is it going to be pure cashback, points and miles, or cryptocurrency cashback / rewards? We got pretty even demand when it comes to credit content as well as crypto content. So with that, that'll be pretty cool to combine both verticals into one video here today. And with that, we're going to be discussing some products. So do check out the description for referral links. If you use them, much appreciated. You know how it is. And with that, structure-wise, feel free to fast forward, as in the beginning, we'll cover more definition of what is cashback, what are points and miles, what we talk about when we're talking about cryptocurrency rewards and otherwise, and then we'll get into our analysis. So with that, I'll see you on the other side. When it comes to cashback, it's super simple. Let's say we spend $100 on some type of card where we're getting cashback rewards. At 1%, we get $1 back. At 5%, we get $5 back. At 10%, we get $10 back, and etc. And although we're talking about dollars here, in terms of cashback, we can earn it down to the penny level. Some examples of cashback earning cards. At the top, you got the American Express Cash Magnet card, where you get 1.5% cashback anywhere you spend. And below that, you got Target's Red card. It's a debit card specifically. It has a credit card counterpart. And with this card, you get 5% on all Target spend. And below it, it says City and Business. And this is specifically a Costco credit card. And with this card, you're going to get increased cash back on all Costco purchases. And outside of Costco, you're still going to get some cash back overall. And from there, you got the infamous Chase Freedom Flex. With this card, you can earn ultimate reward points, which is Chase's specific currency. And with those points, you can convert that to cash back. And you can use those points for other reasons, which we'll get into real shortly. And finally, the City Double Cash. It says cash in the name, but with this card, you get 2% on all spend in general, as long as you pay your bill in full at the end of the cycle. But at the same time, the points that you earn, they're called thank you points with City and their program, and you can actually convert the same points similar to the Freedom Flex for other reasons, which we'll get into shortly. Here's some examples of cards that earn miles. From top to bottom, you got the JetBlue MasterCard, the Delta SkyMiles credit card by American Express, the Cathay Pacific credit card by Synchrony Bank, and you have the AA Advantage American Airlines Red Aviator World Elite MasterCard by Barclays Bank. Coming to hotels, some of the programs we're looking at, for example, you got Marriott, Wyndham, Hilton, Total Rewards, which is Caesars, and this card can be used both on casino properties as well as hotel properties and in general, as well as IHG. Coming to our flexible currency category, there are certain cards, these as well as others, which earn a certain type of point / currency. For example, at the top with the Chase Sapphire Reserve, you're going to earn Chase's ultimate reward points, which is the same type of currency that the Freedom Flex earns, which can be used for cashback, but can also be used to transfer out to hotel partners, airline partners, and used for other reasons as well on Chase's portal. And at the same time, with the three below, with the Amex Gold, the Amex Green, the Amex Platinum, Amex's currency is known as membership reward points, where you can do similar things with their points. And with the Capital One Venture X, with the Venture Series, you're earning Capital One miles, which have certain use cases, whether that's through the portal for Capital One, as well as transferring them out to partners similar to Amex as well as Chase. Coming to crypto cashback, super similar to cashback itself, where although we're showing Bitcoin over here, you can also earn it in different types of currency. It just depends on what type of card is giving you that type of crypto cashback / crypto rewards. So how do we evaluate which one is the best? Apart from certain perks you get with certain cards, such as airport lounge access with the Capital One Venture X, or cheaper trading fees with the BlockFi credit card, it really comes down to one thing, and that's the value you're getting from the currency you're receiving as these rewards. When we're earning cash back, the value, it's exactly what we know it to be. What that means is if, let's say, in our example of 1% of $100, we know that's exactly $1. If we're getting 2%, it's exactly $2. There's no more, there's no less. And yes, inflation is a real thing. So if you're hoarding your cash for years and years and years in terms of cash back, yes, the purchasing power would decrease in the long term. But apart from this type of situation, in general, cash back, it's something we can calculate and it's finite and we know exactly what we're earning at any given point. Overall, the value we get with cashback, once we pay, tap, swipe, what we receive in that moment is exactly what we know to be our amount of cashback. With points and miles, on the other hand, the value isn't when we swipe and get those points or miles, but it really comes down to how we redeem them. With cryptocurrency cashback, it's very similar to points and miles, where it's not how much we get today, but what is that worth tomorrow when we redeem or sell our crypto or convert X amount of crypto into another type of crypto asset. So for example, if we're earning in Bitcoin, we can use that Bitcoin earnings to do some next step accordingly. And at the same time, the beautiful part about crypto is you have the flexibility of earning between cryptocurrency, and you'll still have stablecoins, which is a type of cryptocurrency, but still more one-to-one pegged to the US dollar. So this way you get the advantage of both cash back, but also the utility that crypto comes along with. So which one's the best? Is it pure cash back, crypto cash back, or points and miles? It's gonna depend, but we're gonna go through some pros and cons. And after that, a simple mathematical example to take the point home for you to decide whether you're pure cash back, crypto cash back, or points and miles. So with that, let's get into our second half here. Starting off with cash, pros wise, cash is cash. You know exactly what's going on, you know how much you're gonna get, you can budget for it, you can allocate for it, and 1 is to 1. Essentially, if you're getting $1 in cash back, you know what that can get you. There's no finagling or jumping through hoops to use that cash. It's super flexible. You can use the same cash as a pro to book those hotels, to book those flights, or to do literally anything else. Coming to points and miles, you're definitely going to have the ability to not use cash you probably were going to spend on travel, but instead use these points and miles to replace what cash would have been spent. And that way you actually have free cash or open cash and cash available to use in any which way otherwise. Another pro is that you have special offers sometimes. For example, for the next month, any type of spend that you do on this type of card will get you 1 or 2 times extra miles. So when you do the math, maybe, just maybe, you're getting more value by doing this type of action versus getting pure cash back. One of my biggest pros regarding points and miles is going to be when it comes to last minute bookings and emergency type of situations, where the cash rate is indeed most of the time quite high last minute, and depending on what type of points or currency you're using, definitely indeed you're going to save not just cash up front, but it kind of gives you that peace of mind, almost like an emergency fund, but also if you need to go somewhere or stay anywhere, etc., etc. Moving on to the pros for cryptocurrency cash back. Essentially, you're going to be able to get crypto without buying crypto and doing the whole process of, let's say, maybe an ACH transfer from your bank to go buy some type of cryptocurrency at a certain time, which after a few days, due to the volatility of the market overall in cryptocurrency, and depending on what type of cryptocurrency asset / coin you're dealing with, you may not get in at the same price that you intended to initially. More than this, another way to look at it is that you don't need new money going into your cryptocurrency accounts. Similar to the pro of where flights and hotels, you're using those points and miles to do those type of bookings and not utilizing cash. In this situation, you're not utilizing cash as well to buy these cryptocurrency assets. Essentially, you're getting value without using cash that you already had. And the opposite of opportunity cost is opportunity benefit. And so this way, you're actually benefiting from an automatic type of system that's going on in the back end, and you using this cash maybe to go buy more crypto or maybe go invest it elsewhere, etc. Cons wise, back to back to back, when we're talking about cash, we know it also is no more, which means that you know exactly what you're getting, but there's not that opportunity for outsized value. Coming to the con of points and miles, when you're looking at it from face value, whether you're a beginner or an expert, as a beginner, you may not get that best redemption because maybe you just don't know exactly what to do or what you're doing. Hence, there's this kind of ramp up or type of education type of aspect to get that maximum value. So with that, if you're getting not the best value, you may have been better off with cash back instead of points or miles. At the same time, you could also be locked into some type of program where, hey, let's say I'm based out of Atlanta, for example, and it's a Delta hub, But let's say I moved to San Francisco, where it's a United hub, and let's say I planned my everything around Delta, the whole credit card setup, the whole status, everything and anything. So what happens is I locked myself into a system, and now I've got to start all over potentially, which there's a transition period, and that's just a whole different type of thing for me to think about, which could be a big con on its own. And another con is, even if you're an expert, think about it if something changes. So for example, a few years ago, there was a feature known as dynamic pricing, which was introduced into many loyalty programs. And before the fact, before dynamic pricing, it was essentially a matrix saying that, hey, this many points will allow you to go and take this type of route in terms of a flight, or afford you this type of hotel night in this type of category of hotel. Just how cash rates go up towards the date of travel, this is exactly what happened with dynamic pricing, where demand of actual folks trying to book that type of night or that type of flight was taken into account in terms of their actual program in the back end. And so like this, the value of your points, it's not always guaranteed. Being a con, unlike the pro of cash where we know exactly what it is, it's not the case so much with flights and hotel points and points overall. And finally, cons wise with crypto, similar to how points and miles, their value can change based on a centralized authority. At the same time, the whole market in general is super volatile compared to other markets for cryptocurrency. And so depending what type of cryptocurrency you're choosing to earn in terms of that cryptocurrency cash back, even if you're getting, let's say, 10% cash back, just hypothetically, but let's say that coin goes to zero, that 10% is worth a whole lot of nothing as the con. And again, the pro can be something different as well on the flip side, but just something to think about. And with that, we'll get into our little mathematical example to bring our point home. So let's get into it. So in our example, we're assuming that the spend is $10,000 over here, and the cashback percentage is 1%. So what this is saying today over here for cash, basically 1% of 10,000 is $100. And if we spend 10,000 at 1% back, essentially 1 point or 1 mile per dollar spent, that's gonna be 10,000 points / miles. And for Bitcoin, 10,000 Satoshi. And depending on the value of Bitcoin, irrespective of that, we're still looking at 10,000 Satoshi in general. What this is really saying is this future case A is saying that cash, in all cases in general, we know it's no more, no less, so we can keep it as 100 as is. And let's say that the points and miles, we're able to find some type of value when we redeem these points and miles at $100 even. So with that, essentially, there's no difference between considering cash or points and miles. So that's what it is. And let's just say that BTC is at the same price it is, essentially that $100 in terms of that 1% you got back, it's valued at the same. So essentially in these cases, all three of them, there really is no difference. But now let's say in case B, let's say that, and let's use a real example here, with these 10,000 miles, what we're able to do over here, let's just say that there's a $200 flight. So now with this $200 flight, essentially in pennies, that's 20,000 pennies. And this matters because essentially 1 penny is 1% of a dollar. So in terms of understanding how much value we're really getting, we're getting 20,000 pennies divided by 10,000 miles. And so what that is 2 cents per point. And what this is saying is, hey, if we're getting 2 cents per point we're getting back, really instead of this 1% we're getting initially, we're really getting a value of 2%. And so with that, this 2% of value over here would be greater than 1%, and it'd be a great consideration to basically follow through with. And with Bitcoin, on the other hand, let's say that Bitcoin goes from, let's just assume it's $50,000 at the time of this recording. It's closer to 60, but the point is 50K. Let's say that it doubles up eventually a year from now or whenever. Let's say it hits 100K. Now at 1%, we were getting Bitcoin worth at 50K, but since it doubled up, depending on the fact that we hodled/held this Bitcoin till then and then sold or got that value, that 100K of value, then at the same time it would be 2%. And on the flip side, to keep it super simple, 0.5%, if in the case, let's just say we used now $50 in terms of a flight, but we used all 10,000 of these miles. So then it would be flipped, where instead of 20,000 by 10,000, we're looking at a value of actually 5K divided by 10K, which is where that 0.5% is coming from. And similarly, let's just say Bitcoin halved to 25K from this assumed 50K, then again, you're looking at 0.5%. And you can easily replace all these type of values and whatnot, but it's a simple example to bring the point home when you're just kind of thinking through which one do you want to pick, team pure cashback, team points and miles, or team crypto cashback. So with that, you know how it is. Thanks for coming to the end.